This is the book of Daniel, part 15, and we'll be looking at Daniel chapter 3 from verse 12 downwards. Now, from verse 12, it became clear that there were certain people in Babylon who envied the three Hebrew men. These wicked people are likely to be among the ruling cabinet. But for the fact that these three people were Hebrews, they became, for the fact that these three people were Hebrews and they became rulers in a straight land, made some people hate them. How can strangers rule over us? That's probably what they are thinking. For people like this day was a good day to punish them, since they have been looking for a way to put them in trouble before now. They tried, you know, They tried them with sinful pleasures. They didn't fall. But now, here is an opportunity to catch them, since they would not want to bow to an idol. So all eyes was on the three Hebrew men. They were just waiting for them not to bow so that they can report them. At last, it's an opportunity to get back at them. If they test you with something sinful and you did not fall, then they can arrange something that will challenge your beliefs about God. They will want to see if you will say no to sin and still say no to your God. The courage to say no to sin is the attitude of a victor. But saying no to godliness due to fear is a sign that you are a coward. Inability to stand for what you believe is not strength, it is a weakness. Why will you choose to serve a God you will not be bold to talk about? If your God is the living God, and you are a living soul, then don't waste time. Talk about him. Do that with all boldness. In verse 12, these people were busy looking at the three Hebrew men. They knew they will not bow, so they wanted more proofs. And the moment they saw them standing, while others had already bowed their heads, they rushed to the king to report them. Now, this is the question. Who is truly the offender? Or how many people did not bow to the image? If these people truly bow, then how will they see others who did not bow? Always looking for something to hold against others can be a sign that you have a problem. If all that your eyes see in others is their weakness, then your eyes is defective. A good eye will see the good in others. Let us consider what these evil men said while they were trying to implicate the three Hebrew men. Now they said, the Jews that you set over us, the Jews that you set over the affairs of Babylon, did not bow, did not regard you. They did not serve your gods. They did not worship the golden image which you set up. Now the first thing they mentioned was their post, which means they hated them because of their high position. They felt they should not be the ones in that position. So the moment they couldn't get there, these people felt they are supposed to be the one in that position. And the moment they discovered that another person was occupying it, they turned those people to their enemies. They made an enemy out of them. Can you see that? So they decided to respond to them through hatred. There are some people that if they cannot get to where you are, instead of them celebrating you, they will choose to be your enemy. Anytime you get a good thing from the Lord, be wise. The next thing to do is not to relax. That is the best time to stay on guard, because that good thing you have received will attract more enemies to you, whether you know them or not. The reason is because no matter how no matter how low you think you are, There is someone somewhere that you are better than. And to such people, you are a boss. So no matter how small you think you are better than someone. And to those people you are better than, you are their boss. Even beggars have enemies, not to talk of those who are not beggars. Being alive is enough to attract haters, whether you know or you don't. There is somebody somewhere who does not like you. Don't try to make everyone love you. If they say they don't like you, leave them. It means you are not sent to them. Those that you are sent to will not hate you. They will accept you for who you are. You may say, why did God allow their enemies to see that they did not bow? After all, the people gathered there are very many. You see, God needed to do that to know if they really mean what they are doing. Don't claim you are standing if you are doing that secretly. You are not expected to, you can't stand secretly. If you are truly standing for God, all eyes will see. If you want to stand for God, stand openly and let the whole world see you. Don't claim you are standing for God when you are standing secretly. You have to do it openly. There are people who are Christians, but they are secret followers of God. They don't want others to know that they are following God. They follow God quietly and carry their Bible secretly. Jesus is not, Jesus is not someone to keep. He is someone to shout about. If you are a Christian and you have not told anyone about Jesus or even share your faith in God with others, then you are fake. The same God you are standing for will make people see you. Are you there? It will make people see you to test if you truly believe in Him. When you want to give to others, you can do that secretly. But when it comes to revealing or following God, do that openly. God is too big to be hidden. In verse 13, the king got angry, and in his anger, he commanded that the 3 men be brought to him immediately. In verse 14 to 15, the king, who was supposed to command that they should be set, they should be sent, they should be thrown into the fire, immediately was willing to give them a second chance. Actually, the king was supposed to command immediately that throw them into the fire. That was the thing the king was supposed to do. But because the king had, this love for them, so he said, okay, I will give you a second chance. He was willing to start the process all over again because of these 3 people. Even if the world gives you a second chance, don't give sin a second thought. Even if the world even if the world, if they are ready to give you a second chance, don't give sin a second thought. That's the word of the Lord to someone. There are some who will fall into sin because the world gave them a second chance. Don't let the devil's second chance form a second thought in you. Sin is not worthy to occupy your heart. Don't think about it. There are some people who will bow because they may not want to offend the king. It is better to offend men than to offend God. These men are ready to lose their honor and even their position just to stand for God. In verse 13, they were brought to the king. Are you there? They were brought to the king. Now that statement shows that some level of honor had been taken from them. They were brought to the king means they were held like a normal criminal and they were dragged to the king. These were rulers. Are you there? They were not affected, by by dishonor. They were not thinking of the disgrace. They were willing to let go of everything just to just to stand for Jesus. Imagine a governor taken to the president like a criminal, yet they were not affected. The problem we have is that we want to stand for God, yet we do not want to lose anything. You can't hold everything and still hold God. That is not possible. You will need to live one for one. If you want to stand for God, then be ready to lose something. In kingdom context, how to grow, in how to gain is to lose. We lose to gain, while we gain to lose. This is why Jesus said, those that want to keep their lives must be ready to lose it. May the Lord give us wisdom in the name of Jesus. This is the wisdom of God. Don't sell it.